Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Vivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Vivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Sodanandana Brahmajana Ranjana Sodanandana Brahmajana Ranjana Jamnasira Banachari Jamnasira Banachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Vivaradhari Sodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamnasira Banachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Vivaradhari Sodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamnasira Banachari Jamnasira Banachari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivashadi Go Bhaktavrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivashani Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Radha, Parthasarthi Radha, Parthasarthi Radha. Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Jai Om Vishwal Prabhupada Swami, Shri Shri Gauranga Ki, Shri Shri Radha Parthasarthi, Shri Shri Sita Ram Lakshmana Ki. All glory to His Guru, all glory to His Guru, all glory to His Guru, all glory to His Guru. Hare Krishna. कितने भक्तों को अंग्रेजी समझ नहीं आती, चल रहा है तो जो भक्त अंग्रेजी नहीं समझते हैं मतलब पीछे न चल रहा है। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. So as you all know, the topic today is, what's the topic? The holy name. How to get more attached to the holy name. So, we're going to take text 51 from the 3rd chapter, the 12th canto. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is a very famous verse. You want to read? We have limited time, so we won't do chanting. Just go to the good meaning.
Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 3, Text 51. कृपया दोहराएं. प्लीज रिपीट. कलेर दोष निधे राजन अस्ति हि एको महान गुणः कीर्तनादेव कृष्णस्य मुक्त संगः परम व्रजेत.
Word meaning.
Word meaning. Please repeat. Kalehe, of the age of Kali, dosh nidhe, in the ocean of faults, Rajan, O king, asti, there is, he, certainly, ekaha, one, mahan, very great, gunaha, good quality, kirtanan, by chanting, eva, certainly, krishnasya, of the holy name of Krishna, mukta sangaha, liberated from material bondage, param, to the transcendental spiritual kingdom, vrajet, one can go. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Maharaj, repeat.
Yes,
my dear king, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, there is still one good quality about this age. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. Purport, please hear. After mentioning the innumerable faults of this age of Kali, Shukadev Goswami now mentions its one brilliant aspect. Just as one powerful king can kill innumerable thieves, one brilliant spiritual quality can destroy all the contaminations of this age. It is impossible to overestimate the importance of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, especially in this fallen age.
How does this work? At 9 o'clock they'll cut it off? Okay. Yeah, I have it. Om Jnana Simanandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurmilidanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Uzapadakaman Shri Gurun Vaishnavamshta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvidam Tam Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Priyana Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvidam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosade Sapta Kajna Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hanive Vancha Kalpa Sarivasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha Parisanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Kale Doske Nidirajan Aseka Mahamana Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sanghasya Purabhaja. So this is a very famous verse of the Bhagavatam. How many of you have memorized this verse? Okay. So Shukadev Goswami is explaining that Kali Yuga is an ocean of white. Wherever you turn, you see nothing but an imitation of sinful activity. So in Kali Yuga you may say, if it's an ocean of white, then is there any hope for mankind to be saved? So Bhagavatam says, yes, it is an ocean of white, where everywhere you go, there is a temptation for sinful activity. But there is one benediction in this age. And what is that benediction? Chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The Lord has invested all his energies in the holy name. In other words, the holy name is not different from the Lord. In the early days, we were taught this mantra. Just like in a material situation, there is a difference between the substance and the object, isn't it? Let's say you want to become rich, and you say, millionaire, crorepati. Will you become crorepati? And you're hungry. You say, food, prasad. Will your tummy get filled? No. Because there is a difference between the name and substance. On the other hand, there is no difference between the Lord and His holy name. And that's why you can chant the holy name day and night and not get tired. Very often, especially in the Western countries, people ask us, "Don't you get tired chanting the same name again and again?" And what do we say? What do you say? You get tired? No! Because the Lord has invested all His energy in the holy name. Even in the Western countries, where people had very little exposure to Krishna, the holy name, Prabhupada, it was only to the holy name that he took Lord Chaitanya's message. Prabhupada, as you know, he started his preaching in New York by going to a park called Tompkins Square Park and chanting the name of the Lord and gradually purified everyone. So chanting the name of the Lord is our most important business. Many times devotees want to know what's the most important business. Our most important business is getting attached to the holy name. Because the holy name is our most important asset. So the holy name has been brought to the planet by whom? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought the holy name. We popularized the chanting of the holy name. And today you've seen the holy name is being chanted. In every corner of the globe, devotees go on Harinam. In a country like Russia, like Moscow, where the Krishna conscious culture was introduced only about 30 years ago, you have 4 or 5 Sankirtan parties going on every day and doing Harinam. Why? The holy name is all attractive. The holy name can be chanted by anyone without discrimination. And you will never say, I'm tired. If you feel you're tired of chanting the holy name, it means you're chanting and committing offenses at the same time. But if you're avoiding the offenses, then the chanting will work wonders. It says in the Padma Purana, Nama Chansamni Krishna, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shodhaniti Mukta, Vedanta Nama. The holy name is like a touchstone. You know what's a touchstone? What is it? Whenever you touch it turns into gold. So the holy name is like Chintamani, touchstone. It is complete in all respects. In other words, to progress spiritually, all you need is the holy name. And the holy name is capable of delivering the love of God. So the holy name is like a touchstone and it is complete in all respects. And it is pure, Shuddha. It is completely pure. The holy name doesn't get contaminated. Doesn't matter where you chant. Gaur Krishna Babaji, a great acharya, he was very renounced. His only attraction was to the holy name. And he was so attached to the holy name that he did not even like anybody coming and interfering or bothering him. And in order to, because he was such a renunciate, a lot of people would come to see him. So he made his bhajan kutir where? In a toilet. In a toilet where nobody likes to come, especially in the Indian public toilets, where it smells so badly. I mean, the people hold him, nice bhajan kutir. We said, no, I'm happy, because he could chant the holy name without interruption. So chanting the holy name is our most important business. Prabhupada, when he started the movement, he just gave us the holy name, even though he had 200 sets of Bhagavatams with him that he took from Delhi. The chanting, preaching, started by this holy name. And the holy name gradually transformed the lives of individuals. For example, when Prabhupada opened the first temple, he told people, just chant. He did not give the 4 regular principles. He did not tell them minimum chanting. He just chant. So the devotees had chanting for a period. So one day, they went to Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, don't you want us to follow some rules? And then Prabhupada said, this is the day I was waiting for. When you would come and ask me, are there any rules to follow? And then Prabhupada gave them the rules. So this came by the effect of chanting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu popularized the chanting of the holy name. He converted people of all walks of life through the holy name. As a child, he would stop crying only when the neighboring ladies would clap and chant the holy name. Then he would stop crying. And he popularized the chanting from a very young age. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considered the most merciful of all incarnations, who appeared to popularize the chanting of the holy name. So this holy name is coming from where? Where is it? Coming from the spiritual world. This holy name can be chanted again and again because it is coming from the whole spiritual world. And there are no hard and fast rules for chanting the holy name. In the first canto of the Bhagavad, it said, Srimata Swakata Krishna, Punya Shavana Kirtans. At the end of Sokazani, Bidinodi Surasata. The holy name of the Lord. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, what will happen? What will happen? The heart will get purified. At the end of Sokazani. By chanting the Goswami says, by chanting the holy name, the heart will get cleansed. And then be able to experience what will happen. So we all need to cleanse the heart. If there's anyone who thinks that my heart is clean, I don't need to cleanse it, he's an illusion. And the holy name is a special medicine brought from the spiritual world to chant the holy name. What does the holy name do? It does many things. In the opening verses of the Shastra, Lord Chaitanya says, Chaitanya it cleanses the heart. Our heart, as Prabhupada used to say, is more black than a coal. You know how black the coal is? The heart is more black than a coal. So, how do we treat someone's heart that is full of unlimited desire? As black as a coal means have unlimited desires that have to be cleansed. That comes through the chanting process. We've all experienced when you chant your rounds nicely and regularly, then your spiritual enthusiasm is high. Is that correct? And when you don't chant your rounds properly, when you become lax, then the material desires become to get prominent. So the holy name is coming from the spiritual world. And how does the Lord incarnate in it? The Lord incarnates in various ways. He incarnated as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in Kali Yuga, Kali Nama Rupa, Krishna Avatar. In Kali Yuga, the avatar is the holy name of the Lord. That's why you can chant the holy name day and night and will not get tired. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as it is said, he appeared to popularize the chanting of the holy name. Narottam Thakur says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karamane, Suma Bena Kya Dayalu Jagata Samsara. You are the most merciful of all incarnations. Why is the Lord most merciful of all incarnations? Because He gave us What did he give us? The holy name. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, text 52 of the same chapter, it said, Kritaya dhyayado Vishnu, Seta yogi somake, Vapare pacharya, Kalatadhari. So the holy name of the Lord is as powerful as the Lord. In the age of Kali, just like for different diseases, you have different cure, isn't it? You don't go to a drugstore, close your eyes and lift it. Specific disease, specific medicine. So similarly from the Bhagavatam, text 52 of this chapter period here, that in Satya Yuga, the process of chanting, the process of realizing the Lord was Vishnu, meditation. And in Satya Yuga, people could live for 100,000 years. And they used to meditate. For how long? Up to 80,000 years. They could meditate. Now somebody says, okay, you meditate for 80,000 years. You say, how is it possible? A lifespan is maximum 70, 80 years. So that's not possible. Then, says the yoga is okay. Then came Treta Yuga. And in Treta Yuga, the lifespan got reduced 10 times. In Satya Yuga, the lifespan was approximately 100 years. And in Treta Yuga, the lifespan got reduced 10 times. And what was the process of self-realization? Yagyas, very elaborate yagyas, in which you needed pure Brahmins. These Brahmins were so powerful that they would ignite fire just by chanting mantras. They didn't need any matchboxes. So that also is not possible today. For example, when they had these huge yagyas, initially they had qualified brahmanas who could meditate, chant mantras and produce fire. And in the yagya, people would offer pure ingredients, like pure butter, etc. But that's not possible in this age, is it? No. Then came, what came next? Where your lifespan gets reduced a further 10 times. And in that age, what was the recommended process? Worshipping the Lord. And then came Parthasarthi. Then came Kali Yuga, where the lifespan gets reduced further 10 times to maximum 1,000 times. And that process is elaborate gifts to the Lord. And in Kali Yuga, the lifespan gets reduced further 10 times. And what is the recommended process? Hare, Kirtans, chant the holy name of the Lord. So chanting the holy name of the Lord is recommended again and again. In the Bhagavatam, Prahlad's father was very angry because his son was attached to the holy name. He knew that he was preached to by the law, by the Brahmana. So, Sanda and Amarka, the two teachers of Prahlad, were specifically instructed to brainwash the child so that his attachment to the Lord goes down. And when the father made the son sit on his lap and asked, so, amongst various subjects that you learned, what is the best subject you learned? And what was the answer? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Achamanam, Dasasakyam, Atmanevanam. So this is described as the ninefold process of devotional service. The 9 principal avenues through which you can serve the Lord. And the most important is Shravanam. Shravanam is listed before everything. Shravanam is the foundation for your spiritual life. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam. If you take the process of chanting and hearing, then it will enable you to achieve success through the other paths. For example, you could not say Vishnu Smaranam Shravanam Kirtanam. You can't say, first I'll meditate and then chant. It doesn't work that way. If you want to make spiritual progress, the first item that you execute is what? Chant, Shravanam and Kirtan. Hearing and chanting. So hearing and chanting is very important. Why is it that in almost every purpose that Prabhupada has, Shravanam is highlighted? I think if you count how many purports have mention of Shravanam, Kirtanam, I think it will almost be 99%. 99% of the purpose stress the importance of chanting the holy name, isn't it? And why? Because this is the foundation of our spiritual life. The foundation of just like if you're constructing a building, if your foundation is strong, then the building will be strong. And if the foundation is weak, then the building will be weak. Similarly, just like we educate children, if the children are taught from a young age to chant, have good habits, then they grow up with proper habits. So the foundation for a spiritual life is Shravanam and Kirtanam. And if we engage in the Shravanam Kirtanam, then there will be cleansing of the heart. Why is cleansing of the heart so important? Because unless the heart is clean, you can't progress spiritually. When there's a clear sky, you can see everything clearly. So we need to, first of all, we need to recognize my heart is dirty. My heart is contaminated. I have to cleanse this. And then if you realize, then you go to the next step and apply what is needed. Now, unfortunately, we are not attracted to the holy name, are we? We are not attracted to the holy name. We are attracted to everything but the holy name. Am I right? We are attracted to everything but the holy name. The holy name is on the bottom of our wish list. But if you have the fortune to associate with advanced devotees, then what will you get? Then you get guidance about the importance of the holy name. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he summarized his vast teachings, Sanatana Goswami's vast teaching, into 5 main points. The first one is sadhu sadhu, and the next one is namakirtan. If you get the right association, then you'll get the right guidance. So we should recognize that if we don't chant our rounds properly, if we don't chant regularly, then Maya will sweep us away. There are no shortcuts. We should recognize this chanting is our most important business, and this should be given top priority. Rupa Goswami gave us many wonderful books. regarding the holy name, Rupa Goswami said, "My dear Lord, your holy name is so sweet that to glorify you, I need thousands of tongues put together." Rupa Goswami says, "One tongue is not enough for me." He says, "Give me how many? Thousands of tongues I need to be able to glorify you." So, what it means is, the holy name is so sweet, to relish the sweetness of the holy name, we need to chant all the time. Now, in our position, we can't even take care of one tongue. Isn't it? Even keep one tongue busy for 2 years is a challenge. Rupa Goswami said, one tongue, 2 tongues, 3 tongues, 4 tongues are not enough. I need thousands and thousands of tongues. Of course, we haven't reached that stage, but hopefully, if you keep endeavoring, you can reach that stage. The holy name can purify even the greatest of sinners. And the classic example we have is the example of Jai Vijay. Jai Vijay were born in a Brahminical family. They fell in bad association, developed bad habits, and became grossly sinful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started a Sankirtan movement, and his close associates, Nityananda and Haridas Thakur, they knew his real identity. His real identity was what? That he was the incarnation of God. So they thought, if we can rectify him, then in our life, everyone would be very proud. Oh, he's so powerful. He made the guy alive in the body. So he approached Haridas and then approached him. And the first day they approached him, they were chased very badly. They had to run for their lives because Jai Vijay was so intoxicated, they were so notorious, they didn't want anyone to spread the name of the Lord. So Lord Chaitanya, in the evening when Nityananda and Haridas went home, Lord Chaitanya said, "So what's your preaching report today?" I think I told you all in the class. Prabhupada will also do that. Prabhupada will ask the devotees, "So, how many life members did you make today?" Those days it was all life members. "So how many books did you also distribute?" And we have the same tradition. We read out the scores every morning to the deities and Prabhupada. So they're still getting the scores, what the devotees are performing. So Lord Chaitanya said, "So, how was your preaching today?" And Nityananda said, "We encountered 2 drunkards. They are considered to be notorious. Everybody's scared of them. And we tried to give them the holy name, and they were ready to kill us. So we can't go anywhere near them. And when they were attacking us, the people said, "Achawa, nice. We told these sadhus not to go near them. Now they went near them, and they almost lost their lives." So some said, "Achawa, very nice." So Lord Chaitanya says, "Now you go back." And they went back. And then they transformed the guy in life. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course he was God. He was passing through the Jharkhand forest. And when he was passing through the Jharkhand forest, he made the tigers, elephants, lions chant the holy name of the Lord. Of course, we are not going to tell you to go to the nearest forest, Delhi, we won't put you on such a big test because we know that we are not at that level. But when Prabhupada went abroad, he transformed individuals who were like Jagai Maharaj, who were like animals, and by the power of the holy name they got transformed. So we see, even in our day-to-day lives, that those who take to the holy name, follow the spiritual standard, they get transformed, isn't it? They look completely different. Sometimes you will be meeting your relatives or friends who will say, "Oh, you look completely different." Yes, that is the power of the holy name. So holy name cleanses the heart. We chant the Sikshashtaka every morning. Lord Chaitanya instructed Rupa and Sanatan when they were going to Vrindavan to write books on the science of devotional service and to identify places of worship, places where the Lord had performed his pastime, and identify and build temples. So Rupa and Sanatan did that, and they wrote volumes of books. And Rupa Goswami in his book called Shri Updeshamrita says, the holy name of the Lord is sweet like sugar candy. You like sugar candy? You like sweets? Anyone like sweets? That's why people have cavities. The more sweets you eat, the more cavities you develop, the richer the dentist becomes. So, Rupa Goswami says, the holy name of the Lord is sweet like sugar candy. The qualities of the Lord are also sweet like sugar candy. The pastime of the Lord is also sweet like sugar candy. But unfortunately, I am suffering from a disease called avidya. Avidya means ignorance. I'm suffering from a disease called avidya. Prabhupada used to often give one example. He would say, just like if you have cataract in your eye, then you can't see clearly, isn't it? But if your eyes, if the cataract is removed, then you can see clearly. So similarly, our heart is contaminated. So we can't taste the sweetness or anything. So what's the solution? But Rupa Goswami says, but if we chant the holy names of the Lord attentively, then this disease will get cured. And cured means then the material attraction will come down. And then you'll be able to taste what? The sweetness of the holy name. The holy name is sweet, but we have to struggle with that, isn't it? Just like even in Bhagavatam class, I see some of you are sleeping. And in Japa period, it's very common that some people are sleeping. That's because we don't have that taste for the holy name. You never fall asleep in front of your prasadam plate. Do you? I heard in history only one devotee once slept in New York in front of a prasadam plate. But normally, you don't sleep in front of the holy name. Why? Because you are attracted to Krishna. So Krishna consciousness provides a forum where if we endeavor, we can get a taste for the holy name. So we come to the Krishna consciousness movement to develop a taste for the holy name. And how do you develop a taste for the holy name? By following the rules of the regulations. By following the rules of the regulations, you get this, that has a formula. So, chanting the holy name, we read so many examples. Why does Thakur? When Lord Chaitanya started his Sampradaya movement in Navadvip, the Muslims protested. They said, if you don't stop this Nimai from doing the Harinam, all the Muslims will become Hindus. So we must stop it. And believe it or not, even the Hindu Brahmanas protested. They said, oh, Namadev Dharam, you never heard about it. Because their income was being lost. The Brahmanas would do yagyas to make money, and for Lord Chaitanya's movement, you don't need any money. You just need to chant the holy name. So these pandits were losing their income. That's why they were against Lord Chaitanya's movement. So they were all protesting. And the Qazi was meditating, now I must act. And there was one Muslim administrator who was also protesting to the Qazi. Please stop, Nimai Sabkat, otherwise we will all become Hindus. So the Qazi said, I see that you come and complain in my office every day. Stop, Nimai. But whenever I see you chanting the holy name. What is this tamasha? You complain and then you chant all the time. So the Mola said, yes, this is a fact. Since I heard the holy name, I can't drop it. I can't stop taking the holy name. I've got so attached to it. So if you chant the holy name, you'll get attached to the holy name. You have to make an effort. Nothing comes without effort. Just like if you want to score well in academic studies, you have to study, then you get an improvement. Of course, these days, right now, because of the virus, you can pass even without exams. But generally, you have to pass, you need exams, am I right? But these days, people are losing interest. A survey done in Delhi recently showed 75% of the students of Delhi University don't want to take exams. So, but generally, assuming things are normal, we have to make an effort. If you want to get good grades, you have to study. So similarly, for chanting the holy name also, we have to make an endeavor. And that endeavor will also give you Ananda Buddhi wisdom. It will give you unending spiritual happiness. So we need to remind ourselves about the importance of the holy name. We need to read about the importance of the holy name. Just thinking, oh, I know what the holy name does. I don't need to listen again. Sometimes when you don't go to the class and someone tells you go to the class, well, I know everything that he's going to speak. Krishna is supreme, Maya is bad, holy name is the right thing. So I already know all that. They're going to give nothing new. These Iskcon people, they have nothing new in their philosophy. Yes, that's a fact. We have nothing new. But we are so conditioned, even to pass the preliminary exam, we have to struggle. So, this chanting the holy name is Lord Chaitanya's gift to humanity. Bhaktivinoda Thakur re-established the pure teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote nearly 100 books in English, Oriya, Bengali, in which he presented the pure path of devotional service. So in his famous Gita prayer, what did he say? Doesn't matter which ashram you belong to. You may be a householder, brahmachari, vanaprastha, sannyasi. Please chant the holy name. So this holy name, which is descending from the spiritual world, is meant for entire humanity. We can't say it's only for people of one country, one community, or one civilization. This holy name is Lord Chaitanya's gift to the whole planet. And what did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predict? Pitivite Achirata, another Savata Prachara Vivana. 500 years ago, he predicted that this holy name will be chanted in every town and village of the world. Our acharyas had this great desire. They knew, since the Lord is predicting, it will happen. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was the first great acharya who sent his books to universities around the world. And then Bhakti Siddhantaji sent some disciples, and he sent some of the sannyasi disciples with the holy name. But they were not so successful. So they thought that, it is predicted, but it looks like Kali Yuga is too strong, it may not happen. But Bhakti Siddhantaji knew, beyond doubt, 100%, this prediction will come true. So, even though the initial efforts were unsuccessful, he inspired his disciples, and ultimately inspired Prabhupada. When he met Prabhupada in 1922 in Calcutta, in the very first meeting, you could see, this is a young man who can take Lord Chaitanya's teachings to the Western world. So this chanting of the holy name, which is what our movement is based on. Prabhupada, if you read the old Bhagavad magazines, or even what is written on the cover? Magazine of the Hare Krishna movement. It's not written magazine of Bhaktivedanta Swami. It's written magazine of the Hare Krishna movement. Because Prabhupada established the importance of the holy name. Prabhupada established the need to chant the holy name. That's why he called it magazine of the Hare Krishna movement. So this is the Hare Krishna movement. Why? Because it is based on the holy name. It is based on the importance of Hare Krishna. So we have to get attached to the holy name. And we should all recognize, I am not attached. You do avidya. Now a question may arise. If you chant the holy name, what do you get in exchange? You get something in exchange? Sometimes people ask, you all go to the temple every day, you get some commission? They ask you, which milta hai aise jata hai. You know what I'm saying? So what do you get in exchange for chanting the holy name? What do you get? But you get happiness. Ananda Bodhi Vardhanam. You get real happiness. Nakli happiness is what you get through liquor and so on. Now, the governments have become so merciful that if you want liquor, just phone them, they deliver to your house. First it was more difficult, in a ghost, and one time you had to get a permit. If you didn't have a permit, they would not sell liquor to you. But then they wanted people to get purified by drinking liquor. So they removed that clause. Now, after the recent experience with the COVID, they become even more merciful. They're saying they saw that the liquor sales went up so fast, they saw they could make more money. So they said, we'll deliver liquor to your home, so you don't have to stand in line. So this is the modern concept of how to make money. Sell liquor. Well, our concept is the spiritual concept, and that is Ananda Buddhi Vardhana. By chanting the holy names of the Lord, you will realize unending spiritual pleasure. Unending. Unending means it never ends. In Prabhupada used to give the example in material life. The more you have of something, the less you want. Did any of you study economics in school? all of your Santas. Okay. So in economics you must have learned, the more you have, the less you want. Just like if you're eating chapatis. First chapati will give you some pleasure. Second give you less. Third will give you even less. Fourth you'll say no more. But, isn't it? But that's the material law. The more you have, the less you desire. But in spiritual life, it doesn't work like that. Ananda Buddhi Buddha. The more you have, the more you want. The more you chant the holy name, the more you'll feel like chanting the holy name. The more you read the books, the more you'll feel like reading the book. The more you serve, the more you'll feel like serving. Why? Because that is the nature of spiritual activity. The more you have, the more you want. So this chanting is such. The more you chant, the more you will feel like chanting. So we should recognize my most important business, we should get attached to the holy name. And we have seen all over the world people get attached to the holy name. There are some one sannyasi disciple in Russia. He chants in every Kailash 2 lakh more rounds. And he does it totally. So the reason I gave this example, it's not the holy name will only work with Indians. The holy name will work with anyone who takes to the process. This is universal market, not that it just wrote one Indian. Prabhupada established and took this Vedic message to virtually every corner of the globe. We have Africans chanting Hare Krishna, West Indians, others chanting Hare Krishna. The Hare, holy name, works for everyone. So the purpose in having this discussion on the glory of the holy name is to remind ourselves of the importance of the holy name. We forget the importance of the holy name. Am I right? We forget when we get captured by the illusion. So what we need to do is constantly remind ourselves of the sharing of the holy name. And in the case of Kailash Thakur, we saw how the holy name protected him from Maya's attack. So the holy name is our life and soul. And our desire should be to chant the holy names till the end of our life. And in the association, I stop now? I stop. Huh? They haven't cut so far. Have they cut? No. Okay, so the important thing is we should get attached to the holy name. The association of devotees is a great help. We've all experienced that when we associate with devotees, it is easier. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on a tour of southern India. He had just transformed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, a staunch imperialist, to the path of personalism. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was so impressed, and he believed Lord Chaitanya is God. Lord Chaitanya revealed his 600 form to him. So Lord Chaitanya was leaving Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, headed for South India. So he said, when you go to South India, on the banks of the Godavari, you will see Governor. Don't think he's a mundane person. He's a very advanced person, more advanced than me. So you must meet him. Ramananda Roy, I think last Sunday, we celebrated his disappearance day, isn't it? So he said, this Ramananda Roy is even purer than I am. So Lord Chaitanya, when he came to southern India, he saw a king being carried on a palanquin. He wasn't like a king, like a king. In the olden days, the royalty used to be carried in a palanquin, not in a car. So Ramdana Roy and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were talking, in which the Lord asked many questions. We don't have time for them. But one question he asked, what should a living entity constantly chant? What should he chant? And Ramdana Roy replied, the living entity should chant the holy names of the Lord. And the holy name of the Lord will describe the qualities of the Lord. So by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we make spiritual development. So all the scriptures point out the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord. Unfortunately, we get contaminated just because you know the importance of the holy name. Does not mean that Maya can't attack you. Even great sages were always cautious against Maya. Kailash Thakur took to the chanting of the holy name as his defense against Maya. Prabhupada was once greeting the deities, and after he greeted the deities, devotees asked him, Prabhupada, what were you talking? We saw you were praying something. Prabhupada said, I was praying to Krishna that I may not fall in Maya. So the point is, our praying to Krishna should be done in a practical way. Not that I just pray, Krishna, please protect me, and I don't chant. It should be done in a practical way. That is, we should take the chanting of the holy name. So every time we hear of the glories of the holy name, every time we read about the glories of the holy name, we get reminded what? We get reminded that the chanting is the most important business. So all of us, we should recognize the importance of chanting. This chanting can be done in 3 different stages. The offensive stage, the stage of minimizing offenses, and what? Shuddha. The chanting is beneficial in all cases. At one time I knew a hotel proprietor in Gujarat. He would chant every day, but he would also drink every day. So this chanting of the holy name is beneficial in every situation. In the initial stage, we chant, but we don't follow any rules and regulations. We're not aware of these rules and regulations. We just chant. But then as you progress and associate with devotees, as you read and associate, what do you understand? You understand? Yes, there are some rules that I have to avoid. I have to follow. And then take advantage of sadhu sangha, you do that. And then if you keep making an effort, then when you get to the what state? Shuddha, purified state. So our goal should be to get to the purified state. But that is possible if you make the effort. So I'm really glad that they have this program on every Kadasi, glorification of the Holy Name. I'm sure every time you hear, you'll be more attracted to the Holy Name. The more you hear, the more attracted you get to the Holy Name. The less you hear, the less attractive you get. The more you read, the more attractive you get to the book. So please chant attentively. Remind yourself always of the importance of the Holy Name and recognize the Holy Name I must execute without any compromise. So don't compromise on the Holy Name. Be firm in your dedication to do your rounds, etc. And if you do that, then you'll make spiritual development. Then spiritual life will become easy. Often we meet devotees who say, oh, I'm having this trouble, that trouble, that trouble. The good news is everybody's having trouble. So you're not the only one. That's the good news. Doesn't Krishna say, everyone is struggling with the mind. So, you're not the only one struggling with Maya. Isn't it? Everyone is struggling. So therefore, Krishna gives a universal instruction. He knows this instruction. We work in India, we work in Russia, we work in Pakistan, we work anywhere. That is the chanting of the holy name. Krishna says, by following the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga, you will develop a desire to attain me. So this chanting of the holy name, this formula is universal and can be chanted by everyone. So please make this your top priority, getting attached to the holy name. And the greater is the effort, the greater is the result. Prabhupada said, you take one step towards Krishna, he will take how many? 10 steps towards you. So how do we don't physically go in the veranda and take one step. What it means is, if you endeavor to chant sincerely, your tiny effort will get rewarded 10 times. And if you keep endeavoring, then definitely there will be cleansing of the heart. So thank you very much. I believe that the cut-off time was 9. So I'm going to raise Lilamrita reading, so we can read a little bit on Lilamrita. Hare Krishna. Should we read Lilamrita or what? Hare. And after reading of Lilamrita, we can take on questions if you have. Is that okay? Are they still online or no, it's cut? They have cut. So every Ekadasi, pretty much all over the world, we read from want to read? You want to read? So every Ekadasi, we read for 10 minutes and then we'll take on questions. Every Ekadasi we read from. Yes, I picked up a different page. So that we hear about Prabhupada. So right now, you're reading a section in the Lilamrita where Prabhupada, I changed it to this. Where Prabhupada has gone to Bombay. Prabhupada did a big pandal. The Bombay temple has opened, and Prabhupada is staying in the house of a devotee businessman in Bombay. Okay?
Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit, Volume 6, chapter's name is Chant Hare Krishna and Fight.
We're not fight with devotees. That is fighting with the karmis. Once the devotee asked Prabhupada, how can I be humble and preach? So Prabhupada said, be a lion at home, be a lamb at home and a lion outside. The devotees be very humble, but outside you can be like a lion.
For weeks, Giriraj and his political acquaintance, Mr. Radha, had spoken about arranging a meeting between Srila Prabhupada and India's new Prime Minister, Morarji Desai. When it was brought before Srila Prabhupada, the crucial question was whether Srila Prabhupada would consider going to see the Prime Minister somewhere in the city. But that is not respectful, said Prabhupada. Then he does not know how to honor a saintly person. Useless to meet. If he has no respect for a saintly person, if he thinks he is greater than a saintly person, then the visit is useless. Yes, then the meeting will start on the wrong foot, said Tamal Krishna. He has to come see you, Srila Prabhupada. There are so many examples in the Shastra of big personalities coming to see saintly persons. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to see the king of Orissa, said Prabhupada. What to speak of going there? Prabhupada explained that he did not require anything from the Prime Minister. But for the benefit of the human society, he could suggest some things to him. He said that it was a fact that sometimes when in difficulty, a saintly person could approach a king. He gave the example of Lord Chaitanya's devotee, Gopinath Patnaik, and how the devotees asked Lord Chaitanya to intervene to save him. But Lord Chaitanya showed that it was a difficult job to approach such royal persons. With these guidelines in mind, Giriraj pursued the idea of a meeting. On the evening of May, at about midnight, Giriraj received a phone call from Mr. Radha. The meeting with Morarji Desai was fixed for 7:30 the next morning. The Prime Minister was only going to be in Mumbai for 1 or 2 days and would be staying at his son's flat on Marine Drive. Although Giriraj knew that Prabhupada has said he would not go to Mr. Desai, Giriraj wanted to consult Prabhupada to see if certain leading disciples should go. Not wanting to disturb Prabhupada, he tiptoed into Prabhupada's hallway and peeked into the room. Prabhupada was awake, sitting at his translating table, working. He looked up, saw Giriraj and motioned him to come forward. Srila Prabhupada, said Giriraj, I am very sorry to disturb you at this hour, but I just received a phone call from Ratan Singh Rajda. Giriraj related that Morarji Desai was ready to meet them at his residence the next morning. Srila Prabhupada explained that he wanted to see if Morarji Desai would have been willing to come and meet him at Hare Krishna land. It's not that I am proud, he said, that I can't go meet him at his place. But unless his mood is respectful, there is no use. Prabhupada said that this was the test of whether the Prime Minister had a proper attitude. He agreed that Tamal Krishna Goswami and Giriraj should go ahead and meet the Prime Minister. Giriraj, this meeting with Srila Prabhupada was one of the most intense and unique that I ever had. Although I was able to be in his presence so many times, we were alone together at midnight. Everyone else was asleep. All the lights were out, and it was just the two of us in this big room. He was sitting behind his marble translating desk, and I was sitting on the floor at his feet. I said, Prabhupada, I am sorry that I had to disturb you like this in the middle of the night. Srila Prabhupada said, that's all right. Actually, with this sickness, I cannot sleep at night. Even if I want to, I cannot sleep. Due to this illness, I cannot eat also. I am such an old man. There is no question of sex life and there is no question of defense either. So I guess I am liberated.
Oh, would you speak English or Hindi now? So, आप लीला में जो पढ़ रहे हो, बॉम्बे मंदिर लगभग तैयार हो गया है, पूरा तैयार नहीं हुआ था, 80%। और प्रभा जी बॉम्बे में एक भक्त से केड़िया कार्तिक महादेविया उनका घर था पॉश एरिया में, और प्रभा बंडल कर रहे थे क्रॉस मैदान में। तो उन दिनों में थोड़े पॉलिटिशियंस को भी ले आए थे। प्रभा उनको उपदेश दे रहे थे, जेठ पिछली बार में पढ़ा था जेठ बनाने के बारे में। वो एक रतन सिंह राजा MP थे, वो जनता पार्टी के थे और प्रधानमंत्री जनता पार्टी का था। महाराज जी देसाई को हम मिले थे 4 महीने बाद, रामेश्वर और बालावंत के साथ। तो उसको हमने एक किताब दी, साइंस ऑफ सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन, जिसमें प्रभुपाद जी की पिक्चर है। तो महाराज देसाई ने कहा, "Who is this?" हमने कहा, "गुरु जी." "Why you need guru? You are guru yourself." अच्छा वो प्रभुपाद को नहीं मिले, वो पक्के ये वाला staunch impersonal. तो अपॉइंटमेंट तो बना दी थी ये राधा सिंह राधा ने। तो समर कृष्ण महाराज कैलाश गए थे उसको पिकअप करने। अपॉइंटमेंट महाराज जी देसाई के साथ थी 7:30 बजे के लिए, और वो गए, वो टाइम में पहुंच गए 7 बजे उनको पिकअप करने। 20 मिनट घंटी मारी, फिर राज सिंह इतने दरवाजे खोला, वो सो रहा था। तो वो जल्दी तैयार हो गए, वो गए मिलने, और महाराज जी देसाई ने कहा, "तुम लोग आधे घंटा लेट आए हो." He was very punctual, महाराज जी देसाई। मैंने कहा, "तुम लोग आधा घंटा लेट आए हो, तुम्हें मिल नहीं पाया." तो जब डिवोटी प्रभुपाद के पास लौटे और प्रभुपाद ने पूछा, "क्या हुआ प्रधानमंत्री के साथ?" तो उन्होंने कहा, "वो मीटिंग ठीक नहीं हुई." "क्यों?" "हम तो टाइम में पहुंच गए थे, पर राधा सिंह राजा ने आधा घंटा डिले करा दिया हमें." तो प्रभुपाद ने कहा, "तुम महाराज जी देसाई को लिख के बताओ हम लेट पहुंचे क्योंकि राजा ने लेट किया, ये नहीं सोचे इस्कॉन के डिवोटी रहते हैं." तो प्रभुपाद कल की इच्छा थी कि जो समाज के इम्पोर्टेंट लोग हैं उनको भी कल्टिवेट किया जाए। प्रभुपाद यूज्ड टू से दिस मूवमेंट इज फॉर इंटेलेक्चुअल पीपल। तो प्रभुपाद इस अध्याय में ये इम्पोर्टेंट मंत्रों की से को प्रचार कर रहे हैं। और प्रभुपाद जी का स्वास्थ्य कमज़ोर हो रहा था, तो मई का महीना था। फिर प्रभुपाद जी बॉम्बे छोड़कर ऋषिकेश गए, वहाँ हवा ज़रा अच्छी थी, और ऋषिकेश में रहे। वहाँ भी प्रभुपाद जी को इतना अच्छा नहीं लगा, तो प्रभुपाद जी ने कहा, "चलो वृंदावन।" तो वृंदावन, ऋषिकेश से वृंदावन जाने के रास्ते में वो रुके हमारे कौन से मंदिर में? लाजपत नगर के मंदिर में। वो उन दिनों हमारा मंदिर था फिरोज गांधी रोड में। ये 3 कमरे नीचे थे, 3 कमरे ऊपर थे, और प्रभुपाद का कमरा ऊपर था। तो फिर प्रभुपाद जी एक दिन वहाँ रुके फिरोज गांधी रोड, और फिर वो गए थे वृंदावन। फिर प्रभुपाद ने मई से लेकर अगस्त तक वृंदावन में ही थे। तो लीलामृता हमें पढ़नी चाहिए। ये साल प्रभुपाद का 125th एनिवर्सरी है। हमारे कई प्लान्स हैं 125वां साल के लिए, पर अफसोस की बात है आज की स्थिति को देखकर कई प्लान्स को हम फाइनलाइज नहीं कर पा रहे। फिर यूथ प्रोग्राम किया जा रहा है इस लक्ष्य के लिए। साहब आज हम लोग ये भी सोच रहे थे ये सब मैराथन करेंगे लीलामृता के ऊपर, कि लोगों को प्रभुपाद के विषय में ज्ञान बढ़े, और जैसे भगवान की शिक्षा पढ़ोगे तो महसूस कर देंगे वहाँ उपस्थित है। तो लीलामृता में पढ़ना चाहिए। इस प्रकार प्रभुपाद के विषय में ज्ञान बढ़ता है। हरे कृष्णा। Any questions? No question?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guru Maharaj ji. Guru Maharaj, sometimes it is seen that, like as you mentioned, that hearing is the most important first activity that should be done. But sometimes it is seen that reading, devotee focus on reading also. So is it different from hearing? Sometimes devotees...
Chanting should be there, and reading should also be there. Both. But chanting at least 16 hours will be there. And then reading. But you cannot say, chanting karunga, reading ज़्यादा कर लूँगा. और क्लास में भी आना जरूरी है. Reading और chanting दोनों करोगे, and that is perfect. Okay.
हरे कृष्ण गुरु महाराज. गुरु महाराज, मेरा क्वेश्चन था कि
जोर से बोलना पड़ेगा. सुनाई दे रहा है पीछे?
महाराज, महाराज कई बार चैंटिंग करते हैं तो सर्विसेज के थॉट्स चैंटिंग में बहुत ज़्यादा आते हैं, और जब सर्विसेज के थॉट चैंटिंग करते हैं बहुत ज़्यादा आते हैं, तो महाराज इसको अवॉइड कैसे करें?
अगर चैंटिंग के वक्त सेवा के विचार आते हैं, ये तो बड़ी अच्छी बात है, क्योंकि ये सेवा किसकी है? भगवान की. अगर चैंटिंग के वक्त आप इंद्रिय तृप्ति के विषयों का स्मरण कर रहे हो, वो ठीक नहीं है. अगर चैंटिंग के द्वारा आप कर रहे हो, मुझे और ग्रंथ बांटने हैं, मुझे और मंदिर बनाना है, मुझे और लोगों को प्रचार करना है, दैट इज वेरी गुड. प्रभुपाद ने कहा दैट इज ऑल्सो डिवोशनल सर्विस. और अगर हमारा मन ठीक साधन में नहीं जुड़ेगा तो कहाँ जुड़ेगा? गलत साधन. So better keep it occupied with spiritual growth. आप लोग यही सोचते रहो, हमने हर व्यक्ति को प्रभुपाद का ग्रंथ देना है, संदेश देना है, सबके मुंह में इनाम को जोड़ना है, ऐसे सोचते रहो. So that's good. You're on the right path.
Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj, thank you for blessing us with so many perspectives from the scriptures on the holy name and also reading from Prabhupada Leelamrit. My question, Guru Maharaj, is that due to the requirements of medical priorities, I had to walk during the japa time for my to ensure that I walk for 1 hour. But then it's just not the same sitting down in one place and chanting. So what are the...
You can chant in the temple room. You can chant while doing parikrama. You can chant in front of the temple. You can chant over here. There's so many places you can chant on the Hare Krishna land.
I'm just saying it's okay.
Because if you don't chant, if you chant for medical reasons, then you have to do it.
I'm sorry, I do not know if I communicated clearly. What I was saying is...
I understood.
Yeah.
It is, if you have no alternative but to chant, Chanakya Pandit said, 3 things should be taken care of. Disease, and death, and fire. So if you have a disease, health problem, take care. If you don't take care, it will get worse, and you won't be able to serve it all. So whatever is practical, do that.
Thank you.
Okay? Yes.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. What is the proper mood of chanting?
Chanting.
Yes.
Best is to chant and hear attentively. That is what I always stress. At least it means when you're chanting, even if your mind is wandering, at least you do one activity, chanting. And if you chant, concentrating on the sound, hearing, that will help you. You won't expect, अभी मैं जाप करना तो मन एकदम स्थिर बन जाएगा. पर अगर आप जाप के समय केवल जाप के एक कार्य करो, यानी कि आप जब भी कर रहे हो, लोगों से बात भी कर रहे हो, रसोई भी बना रहे हो, मोटर भी चला रहे हो, तो एक ही काम करो, जाप करो और सुनो. And it's not difficult. And if your chanting is good, then Maya will stay away from you. Maya कहेगी इसको विचलित नहीं करना, ये स्थिर भक्त है, वो प्रयास कर रहा है. Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, as we discussed that there are 3 stages of chanting, and alongside there is sadhu sang, bhajan kriya, nishtha, anat nivriti and nishtha. So how they are related, and how do we come at least to nishtha if we are chanting?
Goswami said, by doing bhajana kriya. Bhajana kriya means following rules and regulations. So if you follow them, then he says you'll get bhajana, that's bhajana kriya. And if you keep following bhajana kriya, then you'll get your nishtha. But it's based on your effort. Yeah. Yes? Yes.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for so much of nectarian glories about the holy name. Please bless us that we can follow all the instruction you have given.
If we sincerely make an effort, you'll get a lot of blessings automatically. Just when you open the tap, the water comes out. If you're sincerely trying, then you'll get the mercy of all the acharyas also. You have to try. You know, in English there's a phrase, God helps those who help us. If you want Krishna to help you, you can make the effort yourself. But you are sincere, otherwise you will not be here. Prabhupada ने ये भी कहा है, सब भक्त जो कृष्ण भक्ति में जुड़ते हैं, सब ने पूर्व जन्म में अपनी भक्ति की है और इस जीवन में आए हैं इसे समाप्त करने के लिए. ये नहीं कि आप लोगों का कोई अभ्यास नहीं था भक्ति में, आप सबने भक्ति की है पर पूरा कंप्लीट नहीं कर सके. Now is the chance. Don't miss this chance. ये नहीं सोचोगे हर जन्म में हम 10% करेंगे. You see how much misery there is in life. आजकल प्रचार के लिए बड़ा अच्छा समय है. यहाँ लोग देख रहे हैं कि दर्द खा रहा है हमें. Yes.
Hare Krishna Guru.
जल्दी.
Maharaj, initially by association we get to the chanting, but time goes on, we don't take the proper association and commit so many offenses.
We don't take.
And don't take the proper association and lose the gratitude as time goes. So how can we maintain that till my end of life, and I can not commit the presence, Maharaj? So I will not.
I'm sorry.
How I will maintain this till the end of life, the same gratitude with initially when I got with the association of devotees. And
so when you joined, you were very enthusiastic. Now it has become less. That's it, right? So this is a common question that people ask. पहले उत्साह बहुत था, अब थोड़ा कम हो गया है. कम क्यों हुआ है? उसमें हमारा दोष है. आप दवाई नहीं ले रहे. नारद मुनि कहते हैं भगवत बोध करने में, कई बार बीमार व्यक्ति दवाइयाँ लेना शुरू करता है, फिर परहेज को बंद कर देता है. वो सोचता है आई एम रिकवर्ड नाउ, आई डोंट नीड द मेडिसिन. क्या होता है? It gets a relapse. So don't do that. You must be always alert and vigilant. Then you won't get a relapse. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
The good news for us is every question you have is answered in Prabhupada's books. You don't need to go outside Prabhupada's books anywhere. जैसे आपने ये प्रश्न पूछा, कोई भी प्रश्न हो उसका उत्तर आपको इन ग्रंथों में मिलेगा. So chanting and reading, ये करते जाओ, and that will help you. And we have all these books. Every devotee has all the books. Everyone has a private set. No? But if there's a library, no? You will use the library. Libraries we should make air conditioned. So there are more people. And we should have an incentive there. Read for 1 hour, you get 1 laddu. If you read for 3 hours, you get 3 laddus. And air conditioned. So people are encouraged to use the library more, that would be good. And someone we could give you ice creams also. If you use the library. Huh? Well, you have to schedule time slots there. When things are over, too much in demand, then people go to time slots. Okay, any more questions? Yeah. Quick.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much. Maharaj, मेरा question है कि generally due to like job life, I need to go bit away from devotee association, और फिर उससे साधना में determination बहुत low हो जाता है, उसको कैसे maintain किया जाए?
जब आपको नौकरी करना पड़े भक्तों की संगत से दूर, या अभी आप क्या कर सकते हो? आपको आप गृहस्थ हो, आपको पैसे भी कमाने, तो जिधर मिलता है बेस्ट उधर. But now on internet, you can have daily darshan, daily lectures. Everybody has a cell phone and a computer. So if you are away from the temple, you have darshan online. Okay.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Yes.
गुरु महाराज जी, हरे जाप को और सुधारने के लिए हम क्या प्रयास कर सकते हैं?
हमें हमेशा सोचते रहना चाहिए, हमने जाप को सुधारना है, भक्ति के नियमों का पालन और गंभीरता से करना है. हमें कभी भी ये नहीं सोचना चाहिए हमने सब कुछ ठीक कर लिया है, अब कुछ नया कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं. तो जाप को क्या प्रश्न आपका?
जी, जाप को सुधारने के लिए क्या क्या हम कर सकते हैं?
आप रोज क्लास में सुनते हो, chant attentively, chant regularly. तो जो आप सुनते हो उसी का पालन करो. You don't need to invent new technology. हमें सारी टेक्नोलॉजी हमारे आचार्यों ने दे दी है. So just follow that. And Prabhupada has simplified everything. Just like when Prabhupada started the movement, he told the devotees, chant 64 rounds. 64 rounds नहीं कर सके, तो 32 बोला, 32 नहीं कर सके तो 16. So Prabhupada has already given us everything discounted. Or Chaitanya gave discounted, and Prabhupada discounted. Just follow that.
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you very much.
Yes, any more? I think saying not a Vaishnava is heavy. Yeah. Question है, बोलो question.
अगर कोई भक्त मंगल आरती मिस कर रहा है, so is it right to say he is not a Vaishnava? Sometime we hear such thing.
I think Temple President Goswami होगा तो क्या होगा? तो वैष्णव रहेगा. उनको प्रयास करना चाहिए मंगल आरती में आए तो अच्छा है. आप आओगे तो आपका एडवांसमेंट होगा, नहीं आओगे, बहाना दोगे, बीमार हो जाओगे, फिर आपका ही नुकसान है ना. कई बार हम सेवा से बचने का प्रयास करते हैं, हम बन जाते हैं क्या सेवा चोर। सेवा चोर मतलब जो सेवा से बचने का प्रयास करते रहता है, तो फिर अंत में नुकसान आपका ही है। भक्ति करोगे तो you will get the credit points. If you don't do, you will get the minus points. Isn't it? Okay. Just quickly.
हरे कृष्ण। जैसे अभी हम 10th ऑफेंस में पढ़ते हैं, मटेरियल अटैचमेंट इज अ प्रॉब्लम, ऑफेंस मेंटेनिंग मटेरियल अटैचमेंट्स, एंड व्हाट आई सी, गिविंग अप बिगर थिंग्स इज ईजियर, and there are many smaller attachments are lingering and they are constantly putting obstacle in chanting.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was instructing Sanatana Goswami about Sharanagati, to surrender. And first he said what? Accept everything that is favorable for bhakti and reject everything that is. So you just remember this in your life. जो अनुकूल है वो हम करेंगे, जो प्रतिकूल है उसे त्यागेंगे। रूप गोस्वामी आगे कहते हैं, जो भी कीमत भरनी पड़े भरो, तो कृष्ण भक्ति को मत छोड़ो। कभी आपको कोई गहरी बीमारी हो जाए तो अगर उसके लिए 10 लाख रुपये भी खर्चना पड़े, आप खर्च दोगे। That should be our principle. खत्म कर रहे हैं। Okay, any more?
हरे कृष्ण महाराज। महाराज मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे चैंटिंग के बारे में हम बहुत सुनते हैं, कई बुक्स भी पढ़ते हैं, बट डिफिकल्टीज क्या आती, चैलेंजेस क्या आते हैं कि उनको प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में अप्लाई करना एक चैलेंज आता है।
चैलेंज तो आता है, ये तो मैं मान लूँगा, ये तो कोई नहीं कह सकता। हम कुछ त्यागेंगे भी नहीं, परिश्रम भी नहीं करेंगे, और कृष्ण भक्ति का भी प्राप्त कर रहा है। कृष्ण भक्ति प्राप्त करना है तो भगवान क्या कहते हैं, सर्वधर्मा परित्याज्य मामेकम हम त्वं सर्वे पापेभ्यो मोक्षयः। तुम अगर सब धर्मों को छोड़कर मेरी शरण में आ गए, उसका मतलब क्या? तन मन धन छोड़ दो, तन मन धन को मेरी सेवा में लगाओ। अगर तन मन धन को मेरी सेवा में लगाओगे तो फिर मैं बिना शंका के तुम्हारी सुरक्षा करूँगा। वहाँ सोचा, डोंट वरी, घबराओ मत। भगवान खुद कह रहे हैं आपको, हम क्या सोचते हैं? हाँ कह रहे तो हैं, पर क्या सच नहीं कर, मन में शक रहता है। और जब अमेज़न से कुछ खरीदना हो, हमें कोई शक नहीं रहता, नहीं चाहिए तो वापस हो जाएगा। उनकी वारंटी में विश्वास है ना आपको, और कृष्णा की वारंटी में हिचकते हैं हम। That's a problem. Okay, I think we better stop there. Last question. Okay, पूछे।
हरे कृष्ण गुरु महाराज। महाराज मेरा क्वेश्चन है एसोसिएशन के ऊपर, कि जैसे हम जब कभी सेवा करते हैं तो सेवा में कई बार हमें नॉन डिवोटीज के साथ भी मीट करना पड़ता है, और जैसे प्रभुपाद जी बोलते हैं कि जस्ट बाई एसोसिएशन वन कैन बिकम कृष्णा कॉन्शियस। सो मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है महाराज कि हमारी जो मीटिंग है भक्तों के साथ ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए, अभक्तों के साथ ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए, इसका प्रपोर्शन कैसा होना चाहिए?
नॉन डिवोटी के साथ आप संगत रखते हो क्यों? प्रचार के दौरान?
यस महाराज।
तो अगर आप जप वगैरह सुबह करोगे, साधना अच्छी रखोगे, तो फिर प्रचार के वक्त भी यू विल फील स्ट्रॉन्ग। भगवान कहते हैं ना, सब भक्तों में सबसे प्रिय है जो प्रचार करे। प्रचार आप किसको करोगे? आप प्रचार कर सकते हो मंदिर के ब्रह्मचारी को, उनको सुबह लेक्चर हो रहे, और प्रचार करने के लिए आपको युद्ध के मैदान में जाना पड़ेगा। You have to go to the battlefield, and battlefield is, चाहे आप बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर रहे हो, बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आप हरे किताब ये थोड़ी बोलते हो, जो कॉन्ग्रेगेशन का आदमी आएगा उसी को मैं बेचूंगा। आप ढूंढते हो किसको बेचें, है कि नहीं? तो इतना हमें पता होना चाहिए। प्रचार आप करोगे तो माया से संबंध माया का दर्शन ज़्यादा मिलेगा। तो ज़्यादा इसे बचो कैसे? बचोगे अगर अच्छी साधना रखोगे। You can't say, I'll preach, but I'll only preach to devotees. जैसे भी लोग, अगर प्रॉपर का ये नियम होता तो फिर प्रॉपर अमेरिका भी नहीं आते। प्रचार तो आपको करना पड़ता है उन लोगों को जो जुड़े हुए हैं गहराई के साथ माया में, उनको आपने वो बचाना है। पर अगर आप साधना अच्छी रखोगे then you'll be protected.
बट महाराज कई बार क्या होता है कि लंबे समय तक नॉन डिवोटीज को प्रचार करने में, जैसा भी प्रश्न उन्होंने पूछा था कि ये डिटर्मिनेशन लूज हो जाता है अपना।
अगर इतना लंबा सफर पे बाहर मत रहो, मानो आप बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में जा रहे हो, ये नहीं कि 6 महीने बाहर रहोगे फिर बंद रहोगे। आप 1 महीने के लिए जाओ, फिर आ जाओ, फिर जाओ। Every case is a little different. मधुसूदन वो जो मंदिर में आना ही नहीं चाहता, प्रचार करते रहना चाहता है ना। तो every case is a little different. जो भी आवश्यकता है उसके अनुसार आप अपना शेड्यूल बनाओ, ठीक है? Okay, so we'll stop now. Okay, परम जय जय श्री कृष्ण। सब गुरु देगा कि प्रभुपाद की गौर प्रभुपाद।
Hare Rama